Thank you for the opportunity of addressing this online forum in commemoration of Assyrian Martyrs' Day. I acknowledge the distinguished guests who are joining us today, including Mr. Hermes Shahin, the Deputy Secretary-General of the Assyrian Universal Alliance, David, the President of the Assyrian Australian National Federation, and my many federal and state parliamentary colleagues. Assyrian Martyrs' Day is a time in which the Assyrian people come together across the globe to remember the lives lost as a result of the Samil massacre that occurred on the 7th of August 1933. Then, over 6,000 Assyrian men, women and children were killed by Iraqi forces after they had been guaranteed safety in return for the surrender of their weapons. A massacre so horrific, involving mass shootings, torture and the abduction and rape of women and girls, and the burning of their holy books. Regrettably, this occurred at a time when the international community found it convenient to turn a blind eye. Although inspired by the Samil massacre, August 7 has evolved to become a day to remember all Assyrians who have lost their lives defending their cultural, religious and ethnic identity. This day stands as a reminder to the Assyrian people of the shared responsibility they have to preserve the rights of the Assyrian identity and to seek justice for the atrocities which have been committed against them. In my electorate of Fowler, we are privileged to be home to many Assyrian families, and I have seen firsthand the extraordinary contribution they have made to our community. I'm honoured to have worked very closely with the Assyrian Universal Alliance and the Assyrian Australian National Federation as they campaign on behalf of the Assyrian people who face a terrible plight in the Middle East today. Assyrian Martyrs' Day also offers us the opportunity to reflect on the spirit and traditions of this ancient culture and of the great strength and resilience that the Assyrian community has shown in the face of adversity. It remains our hope and belief that the Assyrian people of the Middle East, particularly those living in Iraq, should have the right to live free from the threat of persecution and free to practice their own religious and cultural identities. Recent attacks by ISIS forces on Assyrian villages in Syria and Iraq, which have threatened the lives of many, left places of religious and cultural importance in ruins, simply demonstrates that the survival of the Assyrian culture and its identity remains under threat. The message is clear. We must continue to work together as a global community to preserve the Assyrian identity in the Middle East. Today we join in solidarity with the Assyrian people around the globe and pledge our support for the recognition and the accountability of Assyrian persecution. For all those of Assyrian heritage, be proud of who you are, but moreover, be determined to work for a better future for those who need our support.